I suppose I'm going to start off this video by saying trigger warning for just this video as a whole, because I will be talking on the topic of sexual assault and sexual harassment. So if this is going to be tough for you to watch, I would recommend not watching it. Click off it if you don't want to be triggered by these topics. Just wanted to say that. It's been on my mind a lot the past while to make this video, you know, since Sarah Everard, I hope I'm saying her name correctly, Sarah Everard in the UK, since she was murdered. Obviously this topic has really come to the forefront, and it's just been on my mind ever since that. I've just felt this need to make this video, but I've been too scared. I've wanted to make a video like this for a long while, but I have been too scared. I just want to keep this conversation going. I want to be another voice out there talking about this, and that's the main reason I'm making this video, and hopefully make you feel not so alone, maybe. I have no notes taken. I have nothing prepared. We're just gonna go. If you don't know who I am, if you're seeing my face for the first time, hi. My name is Niamh Cogan. I'm 24 years old and I live in Cork, Ireland. I just want to talk about how messed up it is for all us girls and women. I do just want to say as well, I am aware that women can also sexually assault and sexually harass people. I am aware it's not just men who can do that, but for the purpose of this video, I am going to be talking just about men and how they treat women. That's what I'm going to be talking about for the purpose of this video, but I'm aware that like anyone can be an attacker, you know, but for this video I'm just going to be talking about men attacking women. Born and raised in Ireland, grew up in Ireland, and it was the normal for, you know, you go on a night out in town in Cork City. It's an exciting part of your life, you know, it's like, woo, finally old enough to go out, go clubbing, and then you get groped by men, by young men, boys your age, 18 or so, some older. Your ass gets slapped a lot, your boobs get grabbed, you get grabbed in the face and they just pull you in for a kiss, and that's normal. You say it to your friends, you're like, oh my god, this guy just slapped my ass, like what the hell, he just grabbed me and kissed me, like without, you know, out of nowhere. And it's like, oh my god, yeah, that happened to me earlier as well. Or, you know, you're walking along in a club, you know, a guy he does something to you, grabs some part of you, and you're like, oh my god, he just slapped my ass, and it's like, oh my god, come on, let's keep going. That's the normal. That's the normal. Growing up in Ireland, your part of your night out experience is to be groped by men. I don't even want to call them men. They're boys. They're immature boys, most of them. Just about adults. But that's the normal. That's the norm. That's part of going out in town. That's part of going clubbing. If you want to go clubbing, if you want to have a night out in town, expect to be sexually harassed, if not sexually assaulted. And that's so messed up. Like, that is so messed up. And, you know, this figure too that came out in the UK, 97% of women aged 18 to 24 have been sexually harassed or assaulted. Yeah, I'm one of them. That figure was in Ireland, yeah. I'd be one of the 97%. And I know lots of other women who would also be part of that 97%. I have friends who are also part of that 97%, and it's just gross because, like, I laugh, by the way, because like that's my coping mechanism for talking about serious stuff. I laugh, so my apologies for laughing, but it's kind of how I am able to get the sentences out, is by kind of going at the end. So, you know, I'm not, yeah, ugh. But it's just gross because that's 97% of 18 to 24 year olds in the UK. 18 to 24 is a small enough gap, so it's just disgusting to think of, like, that figure is actually so much higher, and it's the same in every country more than likely. It just really pisses me off because it's just what's expected. I think it really hit home with Sarah Everard because she did everything you're told to do, you know. She did everything you're told to do, And it's like, so apparently that's actually not enough. And I think too, when that, you know, if you're on Instagram, you definitely saw the text me when you're home post, and like, for honestly, for when I first saw it a couple of times, I didn't really get what it was about, kind of thing. But in thinking like that, it was like, oh yeah, because I don't second guess being told text me when you're home. It's just what you do. It's what you do if you're a girl. You know, you tell your friends, oh, text me when you're home. If I've gotten home and I forget to text my friends, I'm like, oh my god, sugar. It's like a panic, like, oh my god, I never let them know I'm home. You wake up the next morning, you're like, oh my god, you know, it's almost like you have to be like, guys, I am fine, I'm so sorry, I came in home, I just got ready for bed, went straight to sleep, I'm so sorry, I forgot to text. Do you think guys have to do that? No. Do you think they wake up panicking, being like, oh crap, I never text my friends to let them know I'm alive? Guys don't have to do that. In 4th year of school, transition year here in Ireland as it's also known as, there was a class available for girls to take. I can't remember the name of it, but it was basically safety for girls, taught by a man, which I guess is kind of, you know, for and against that, like, because it's kind of like, oh, you're teaching us, you know, to stay away from your own kind. But I guess he would probably know what his own kind are like more than a woman. Yeah, he taught us the whole keep your key in between your knuckles, don't walk with headphones in, music on at night. If you ever feel uncomfortable, you can always pretend you're on the phone to someone, or else you can actually ring someone. Don't answer the door if you're home alone. If, you know, everyone has phones nowadays, you'll know who's coming over to your house, kind of thing. And this is just, yeah, it was you know, fab. Like, we got a class on, you know, how to protect ourselves out in the world from men. But when you really sit back and think about it, it's like, where was the class for guys? Where was the class for guys on how to not sexually assault, sexually harass and rape women and girls? Where was their class? Why did we have to have a class on how to stay safe from men? And why wasn't there a class educating guys to not do this shit to women? Like, where was their class? You tell me that. I guess it just sucks that the normal way of life for most women is being afraid of men. And that's so screwed up. Like, even I came home from the shop the other day, just drove into where I parked my car, and I don't know how often I must do this stuff, but it's only because of everything that's been talked about at the moment that I copped myself doing this, that there was a group of young guys, like maybe 15, maybe 17, I don't know how old they were. There was a group of like 6 or 8 of them crossing the road near to where I had parked. And I just sat there and I was like, oh, I'll just wait for them to be gone. I'm a 24-year-old woman, and I'm afraid of a group of 15-year-olds because I don't know. A gang of them, you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't. So you prepare yourself for the worst. I sat in my car until they were gone a good bit, and then I left and went inside my house. And I wouldn't have normally thought twice about that. Oh, it's only because of everything that's going on at the moment that I was like, oh my god, do you think any guy does that? Do you think any guy takes notice of his surroundings before he gets out of a car? Do you think any guy is double checking behind him the whole time when he's walking somewhere, no matter what time of day? Or if you're aware if there's a man in front of you who kind of keeps looking back at you, you know, it's like, oh my god, should I start going a different way home? Like, is he gonna follow me home? You're aware of the car behind you more often, especially if it's a man, and it's like, okay, have they been kind of following me, or like, do they just happen to be going the same way as me? It's like, I'm gonna take this turn home to see if they follow me, and then they do, and it's a fear, it's a panic in you straight away when you notice there's a guy in a car behind you going the same way the whole time, and then the sigh of relief when they turn off before they see where you're going. Do you think a guy does that? I don't think so. And that's so screwed up. This whole topic too is one of the ones where I want to be like, you know, you're not alone. You're not alone in how you feel. Like, it's okay. It's happened to me too. It's, you know, it's happened to so many of us. And while yes, it's nice, you know, to know you're not alone, but when you think about it, it is so screwed up that there's so many of us not alone. This has happened to so many of us, and it's screwed in the head. It is screwed in the head. And I wish there was more I could do, but we just gotta keep calling men out. We gotta keep the conversation happening. We gotta speak up for ourselves, because by doing so it just becomes a little bit of an easier world. The more you hear of women speaking up, the more you hear of girls speaking up, it just makes it that bit easier. And maybe one day I will go into my personal stuff a bit more. I'm just kind of talking, I'm very generalizing this whole thing at the moment, but I just think the conversation needs to keep happening. If you're a guy watching this video, you know, call out your guy friends. Like, women are doing enough, I feel. I think we're doing enough. It's on men now. It's on men. And it's on, you know, if you know, it's on dads, if they have dads or whoever, men in their life, it's on them to educate them. It's on your male peers to educate their male peers. Like, that's who it's on now. It's on men, because we thought we knew what we had to do to protect ourselves, and then Sarah Everard is murdered by a police. You're meant to trust, like, if you're in trouble, if you're in serious trouble, your thought is like, oh, go to the guards, go to the police. But then when it's done by a police officer, it's like, what more can we do? I don't think there is anything more we can do, because we're doing everything right. We're still getting murdered, we're still getting assaulted, we're still getting attacked, we're still getting harassed sexually all the time. There's literally no more we can do. It's on men now, and it's on you calling out your male friends, and just hoping that men stop this. And it's hoping that we raise a generation who doesn't sexually assault and sexually harass people. That's the best we can do, I think. Just keep educating, keep telling people how screwed up it is, and unfortunately it's going to keep happening, but I think the conversation needs to keep going. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. I hope you're okay. I hope you're doing okay with everything going on in the world. My DMs are always open. If you want to talk, if you're holding something in and you need to get it out, my DMs are always open. We'll be okay eventually. You'll work through your trauma. It's gonna take a long while, but you'll get through it. I just wanted to be another person having the conversation. That was my conversation. Thank you for watching, and stay safe.